The National Park Service turned 105 years old in August of this year. Way back in 1916, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson signed an act that created the federal department responsible for overseeing and protecting sites of scenic, historical, and scientific importance. Nowadays, national parks are known for many things. Their sprawling natural landscapes, their innate beauty, their immense biodiversity, and their feral, cannibalistic humans. Hold up, the last one's a joke, right? Well, depending on who you ask, it might not be. In early 2021, the internet was lit up with multiple stories relating to alleged accounts of cannibalistic feral humans throughout the United States national parks. Many were quick to dismiss these claims. Surely, these were just online personalities and journalists farming for clicks. While that may be the case, reports of feral humans in the US predate 2021 by quite a bit. In fact, they predate the internet itself, and early reports go back as far as over 50 years ago. June 4th, 1969. The Martin family from Knoxville, Tennessee is on their annual Father's Day weekend family camping trip in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The group consists of two young boys, Dennis and Douglas, alongside their father William and grandfather Clyde. The Martin brothers meet up with other children who are camping in the area, and collectively plan to sneak up and startle their families as a harmless prank. They hide behind a bush for a couple of minutes before they all leap out and return to their campsite. All of them except for Dennis. The other children were unaware of where he had gone out to. He was with them just moments ago. The boy's father had only lost sight of Dennis for roughly 5 minutes before he began calling out for him and searching around the campsite. Frantically, he searched in every crevice and hiding spot near the camp before running down the trail and searching for 2 miles, ensuring that he checked everywhere the little boy could have possibly gone in the short amount of time. They quickly enlisted help thereafter. Over the coming days, massive search parties consisting of up to 1,400 people were deployed across the area. Footprints possibly belonging to Dennis Martin were found, but quickly dismissed as simply belonging to one of the Boy Scouts that were aiding in the search effort. Separate search efforts from both the National Guard and Special Forces also took place, but despite the incredible amount of ground covered, no concrete trace of evidence was found. Dennis Martin had vanished into thin air. To this day, it was the largest search effort in the history of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Now, there are 3 main theories that exist about what happened to Dennis Martin that fateful day. The first is that he simply became lost, and he died from exposure to the elements during the night. Park officials deem this the most probable theory. The second is that he was attacked by a hungry animal and carried off, never to be seen again. The area where the family was camping has been known to contain large wild animals such as bears, feral hogs, and bobcats. And the third and perhaps most intriguing theory stems from an eyewitness report during the same time frame where Dennis Martin was proposed missing. A Tennessee man named Harold Key was visiting the same area with his family on June 4th when he heard what he described as an enormous, sickening scream. Shortly afterwards, he claims to have witnessed an extremely unkempt, rugged man running up the trail near where the scream had come from. At first, he thought that the mysterious figure was just a bear, but upon further inspection, he could tell that it was a very disheveled human being. The wild-looking man then hid in the bushes, and upon news of the child's disappearance, Key reported this suspicious activity to authorities. William Martin, the boy's father, was a proponent of the theory that his son had been kidnapped, citing that he wouldn't wander off on his own. From there, rumors of wild men and feral humans living in the mountains spiraled and have found their place in local lore and urban legend for decades. While it's possible that Dennis Martin was scooped up by a mountain-dwelling wild man, one eyewitness report isn't much to go on. That being said, when it comes to similarly puzzling disappearances, his case is just a drop in the bucket. It's estimated that at least 1,600 people, possibly even more, have gone missing without a trace on public lands. All of these cases defy easy explanation. The concept of a feral human is a strange one, especially in the modern era. There are certainly thousands of individuals who have chosen a simpler lifestyle and have elected to live their lives entirely off the grid. These people, however, typically live lives that were more integrated with society at one point or another. And although there have been incidents with reclusive hermits being connected to disappearances or murders, it would be unfair to deem these people as feral. Truly feral humans are an extreme rarity in recorded modern history, though there have been legitimate cases. Many share the same origin story, starting as children that were abandoned or neglected by their family and left to their own devices when it came to basic survival. Though these cases are few and far between, they do exist. In 1304, a small child of Hesse, a central German state known for its forests, was taken by wolves. The child adapted and lived with them, apparently eating wild and learning to run on all fours, supposedly joining them in their raids on both sheep and humans. This continued until he was captured by hunters and forced to live unhappily in human society once again. Victor of Aveyron was a French feral child who was found at the age of 9 in 1797. He was neglected by his parents as a young boy and forced to learn to survive in the wilderness alone. He was captured and brought back to society several times, only for him to escape and continue his life in the wilderness. After his 8th time being captured, he was turned over to a young doctor who diligently worked with the child for years. Attempts were made to teach Victor how to speak, but progress was minimal. He died in 1828 at the age of 40, having never uttered a complete sentence. There are even reports of children from the 1600s in Lithuania who managed to successfully live amongst Eurasian brown bears, though not many specifics are known. All this to say that it is possible that there are feral humans out there. Whether or not they're stalking our national parks is another topic entirely. Some find it more believable than accompanying explanations such as Bigfoot, aliens, or Wendigos. When feral individuals have been discovered in the past, many cases reported that they were generally quite aggressive, perhaps a natural response to being forcibly removed from your environment or dealing with a perceived threat. If feral humans are roaming U.S. national parks, it's safe to say that you shouldn't approach them. For the nearly 1,600 individuals who have gone missing without a trace, many cases are still being investigated. With modern technology and thousands of tourists and visitors, there's no telling what may be discovered in relation to their disappearances. If you're planning on hiking in a national park anytime soon, remember to stay hydrated, watch your footing, and make sure to keep your head on a swivel. You never know who or what may be watching.